your hands shoved deep inside the chest cavity of an orc.
He's bleeding out!
But this is not just any ordinary orc. This is the Orc Prince Jethreal. And if you don't save this orc, war is going to happen. So may I suggest something that I think may work better?
Casey, am hearing you out. There is zero chance my character is hearing this out. He's a doctor, damn it. You need to put your face on this orc's heart right now, or he is gonna die. Welcome, travelers, to City of Town, an improvised D&D adventure. I'm Casey.
And I'm Michael. And an improvised Dungeons & Dragons adventure is an adventure that Casey and I are going to make up on the spot. No prep work, no character sheets, just infinite amounts of dragon slaying and infinite amounts of D&D improv fun.
Every episode is around 60 minutes, and you do not have to have seen every other episode to understand what's going on here. There is no deep lore because every episode and every adventure is completely standalone.
And you also do not have to have read all the rule books for Dungeons & Dragons, because we loosely base everything off of D&D 5e here, but we do not ever stress about following the rules. We never reference the Dungeon Master's Guide. We never go and check the player's handbook for the cost of an item, or look at Tasha's Cauldron of Everything for one of the new spells that came out. We make up spells, we make up feats, we butcher the backstories of races and characters. We're just here to have fun and do some improv D&D.
That's right, and we use 2 dice here at City of Town. We use the D20 and the D6. We use the D20 for all attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks. We use the D6 for everything else we come up with along the way. You'll know it when you see it, you'll see it when you know it.
And at City of Town, we have 1 Dungeon Master and 1 player each episode. Today, our Dungeon Master is... Michael.
That's right, and I, Casey, am gonna be the player.
You ready to play, Casey?
Dang right, I'm ready to go on an epic adventure.
Well,
let's do it.
I scared the dog.
You scared the dog. That's okay, she's a cute dog, she'll live.
Our adventure begins, as all great adventures do, with you and your hands shoved deep inside the chest cavity of an orc.
He's bleeding out! Somebody give me a rag!
A little halfling runs to the corner of the room, grabs a rag, and runs back and up a staircase that allows them to get up to the level of the operating table where you are, and hands you a rag across the body.
Well, he tries to hand me it and then realizes that I still have my hands deep inside this orc's chest. What the hell are you doing?
Oh, I'm sorry, Doctor. What do you want me to do with it?
Put that rag down!
Like here on the operating table?
Yes, of course. Right there. Just put that down and then give me your hands.
Absolutely, Doctor.
Okay, I need you to put them deep within this orc's chest.
Where? I'm not trained for that.
I know this is your first day and you're only a janitor, but you need to shape up. Now put your hands in, feel where my hands are, and we're going to slowly move mine out and put yours in there. If you don't do this right, this orc is going to bleed out.
All right, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and do a courage check for this halfling janitor who has been thrust into the action. Halfling janitor rolls absolutely fantastic.
Let's go.
18. And the halfling janitor looks from your hands, looks to their own hands, and goes, well, they told me I was going to be cleaning up messes in this job.
This guy
Didn't know they meant this. And then he shoves his hands in there with your hands. And just tell me where they go, Doctor.
And I love people who are bold and just willing to get dirty. So I love this. I'm amped a little bit. I'm that's right. Okay. So, and I start to I need him to put his hands over top of mine, and then I'm going to slink mine away so that he can apply pressure on the orc's, on the orc's heart where it's bleeding out.
Okay. So because I'm going to do a medicine check for this guy, see how well he does for this.
Okay.
Yeah,
can I help him with that?
Because you're helping him, and also because he did so well on the courage check, and he's really feeling amped up, he's going to get advantage, but he does have a -1 to his medicine check.
That's fair. There's a lot of studying that goes into this.
That's a 4, so 3. Is he going to get it with advantage? That's an 8.
Damn it.
He puts his hands in. You pull your hands out. What do you go to start doing?
So I pull him out, and then I immediately reach for the rag to dry my hands, so that because what I need to do next is precision.
All right. So yeah, what's next after that?
Oh, okay, great. So I need to number one. I'm a cleric, so I'm a cleric who has a lot of knowledge about like the internal body and how it works and everything. And so I am going to start to prepare a spell, but as I'm doing that, I'm also going to ready my supplies, like my things to suture the wound and everything.
All right, so partway through you preparing your spell, you do get interrupted by the janitor. He goes, "Oh, doctor, is his chest cavity supposed to be filling up with blood?" And it is not.
Damn it.
You realize that he's probably applying pressure to the wrong part of the heart. He's not applying it to the correct artery. And that's why he's bleeding into his chest.
And I'm going to call out, I'm going to say, "Damn it, somebody get me Tretch." Now, Tretch is the hospital's warlock. We have somebody on staff who's a warlock because we need somebody who's able to do blood magic so that they can like do all sorts of things that I, with my magic, am unable to do.
Yeah. Okay. So the way that you are, because the only other person in this room with you is the janitor.
Yeah.
Because you were actually doing this surgery on your own because you're a lone wolf.
Yes, I am. I hate assistants other than Tretch. The only person in this like place that I respect. I was starting to respect this halfling, but
yeah,
now that the orc's still bleeding again, I'm back to not respecting him.
Because on his first day,
yeah,
when it's not even his job.
That's some bullshit, dude. You should be able to adapt.
Yeah, the only reason that halfling is in here is because you called them in when you saw them outside the door and you needed help.
Yeah, exactly.
But you do have your small rat familiar.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is hanging out in the room with you, and that rat familiar can go get Tretch for you.
Yeah. I look at Susie, and I'm like, "Susie, what are you doing? Why are you eating a block of cheese right now?"
Sorry. I'll go get Tretch for you.
Come on.
And Susie the rat runs and goes through her little like mouse hole that she has. That's probably an offensive term to say when it's a rat who made the hole. A mouse hole.
Yeah, that's not cool, dude. Don't do that again.
So she goes through her rat hole?
Yeah.
That seems even more wrong.
Yeah.
So she runs through her rat hole and out into the rest of the hospital. You can't see what she's doing now, but you can continue preparing for the next part of for the surgery.
So I'm
gonna roll for how well you don't get to see this roll.
Okay.
Cool.
I mean, hopefully she knows this hospital at this point. I'm going to be furious if not. As I look at this halfling and I say, "What's your name?"
My name is Camwell, sir.
Camwell, I'm going to need you to start scooping blood out of his chest. Otherwise, the other things within it are going to drown.
Aye, sir. Can I let go?
No, I need you to put your face against block one of the holes with your face while your hand scoops.
So may I suggest something that I think may work better? I'm very familiar with removing liquids from one place and putting them somewhere else where they belong, because I am a janitor. That's part of the job.
And Casey, am hearing you out. There is zero chance my character is hearing this out. He's a doctor, damn it. And he says, "I don't care what you think you know. You need to put your face on this orc's heart right now, or he is going to die."
Go ahead and do an intimidation check for me.
Yeah. I actually... so I am like a large burly orc. I actually worked in like a triage unit before where I was like on battlefields and stuff, like helping different people. So I'm pretty intimidating. And I actually have like battle scars from like, at times I'd be healing somebody even on the other side and they would suddenly think that I was there to attack them and they would attack me. So I look pretty scary.
I fully believe that based on how you've been acting this character.
Yeah. So I actually have a +6 to intimidation.
Okay.
That's an 18.
With an 18, Camwell does indeed get intimidated by you. He immediately shoves his face into this orc's heart and starts scooping at the blood with his hands. He's kind of splashing it out. It's not super effective. I'm going to do a medicine check, this time with disadvantage because he's doing this in such a bad way.
You know what? Fine. Yeah, fine. Whatever. I don't think this is a bad way.
I think that you could pull it off.
Yeah, I could.
I think this is a terrible
done
way
it
for
before.
Camwell to do it.
Well, because also the advantage of you doing it with your face is that while you're holding, you can actually turn your head a little bit so that you can suck up blood and also spit it out too while you're shoveling blood with your hand.
That's what I was going to recommend that Camwell do, is hold it with his hand and then use his mouth to suck blood out and spit it.
But that's a waste of one of your appendages.
Because of your explanation, he does not get disadvantage. I like your explanation.
Okay.
So that's a 15 minus 114. He does it. He's pretty effective at it. It actually works about as well as you thought it would. If you were in there, you would definitely do a better job.
So I'm going to introduce my D6 for this, which is my respect level for Camwell throughout this adventure. It was pretty low. It was at a 1, then it went up to a 2 when he was so willing to put his hands in. Then it went back to a 1, but now it's actually at a 2 again. Actually, you know what? No, it's at a 3. He actually is nailing this, which I'm pretty proud of.
Okay.
So, you know what? Good job on Camwell's part.
Camwell's pretty badass.
Yeah, absolutely. So as he's doing that, I'm going to start to sharpen my knives to make sure that as I'm like doing delicate work, they're as sharp as possible.
All right.
And so I actually have like a really small spindle wheel, like sharpening stone thing that I use for all of my small tools.
Awesome. So as you're preparing your tools for the next part of the surgery, you do start to wonder, why isn't Tretch here yet?
I swear to God, if she went to the cafeteria again, I'm going to lose my shit.
In that moment where you start to wonder that, you suddenly feel a presence appear within the ethereal space where your familiar lives. And you realize that Susie died and was respawned inside of her ethereal space. And you have to summon her again if you want her back.
Dang it, Susie. I swear. Well, because I keep telling her not to put rat traps out in this place. Like, that's super inconsiderate. That's like so harsh to do.
Well, it's Camwell's boss who keeps putting out those rat traps. Maybe talk to Camwell about it.
You know what? I'm not going to summon her right now. Because Camwell has earned my respect.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't need Tretch right now. I don't need his help. Dude creeps me out anyways. I
do want it known, by the way, Susie rolled a nat 1.
Oh.
You had to go get Tretch.
Poor Susie. She is a phenomenal familiar, but like she has like a couple weaknesses that, you know what, end up getting to her sometimes.
Yeah. One of which is a love of cheese.
A love of cheese. And you can't hold that against her.
She's a rat.
Yeah.
That's what she does.
You might hold that against a mouse because mice suck, but not a rat.
We're really digging on mice in this episode.
I just hate mice.
Yeah.
That's not true, mice. It's okay. It's not your fault that you're not a rat. All right. So I am going to my like materials are now sharp. And so I'm going to go over and start working on this orc that needs help. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to have Camwell, there's not much he can do right now, so I'm going to have him step to the side. He's going to keep pressure on one side of the heart so that I can sew up, because basically a sword stabbed through this orc.
Yeah.
And so there's a hole where the sword entered and where it exited. So I'm going to have him hold on to one part of the heart while I start to sew up the other part.
And so a sword did stab through this orc, but this is not just any ordinary orc.
No way.
This is the Orc Prince Jethreal.
Yeah.
And if you don't save this orc, war is going to happen.
Yeah.
Because this orc was coming here to your country on a diplomatic mission for a peace treaty.
Yep.
And was attacked by a insurgent group.
Yeah.
And almost killed, and it's your job to save them. Otherwise, y'all are going to get completely destroyed by a bunch of orcs.
Yeah. And I'm going to save him.
I mean, if any doctor can, you can.
That's why they literally
name,
sent
doctor?
for me. Sorry, what was that?
What is your name, doctor?
Oh, Balrag.
Balrag. Dr. Balrag.
Yeah.
And that is spelled BALLRAG.
You're damn right. That's exactly how it's spelled. Dr. Balrag.
All right, so Camwell moves to the side. You're
One
feeling
hand still in.
One hand still in so that you can get in there with your tools. What is it that you're doing to this orc's heart?
So I am going to first cast just a small bit of heat. It's like a turn on heat metal where it's heat wound or heat flesh. So I'm going to cast heat flesh on this creature so that I can singe along the wound, and then I'm going to start sewing it together.
All right, so you do that. Go ahead and do a medicine check for me.
Cool. Medicine, and when I'm not in a rage, I actually get a +4 to this. When I'm in a rage, I get -2.
Are you multi-class with barbarian?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
I guess that makes sense for this battlefield doctor.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, I'm going to change that because I think this guy's a total badass. He gets a +4 when he's not in a rage. He gets a +8 when he's in a rage.
I like that better. I was actually confused why you did it the other way
No,
around.
you're right. It's way cooler if this guy is just an absolute beast when it comes to him being in a rage.
Yeah.
So no, he actually gets better at his medicine checks when he's in a rage because it's like all he can focus on. So he's very one set minded there. But
You're not in a rage right now.
No, I'm not in a rage. So I got a 13.
A 13. With a 13, you do the work. It doesn't go quite as well as you want. The patient is moving around a little bit in pain.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not quite as like perfect of a suture as you would normally be able to do.
Yeah.
But it does get the job done.
And so I get that side done, and I'm going to do the other side, but I'm not going to deal with this. How conscious is this prince right now?
Not conscious, just like sort of like reacting to pain and
Okay.
but
Yeah.
not like actually speaking or looking around or anything.
Okay, I'm gonna punch him in the face so that he goes still.
So just to fully knock him out.
Yeah,
Go
fully knock
ahead
him
and
out.
do a attack roll with advantage.
Cool. Oh, thank God I have an advantage. That was an @1. All right, there we go. 16 + 2 because I'm not actually
You absolutely hit him.
Yeah.
That's
18.
just to see how well you hit him.
Yeah.
So you punch him right. Where do you punch him? What's the best way to knock out an orc?
So the best way to knock out an orc, which most people, unless you're an orc, don't know, and it's actually agreed upon within most orc tribes and communities that you don't use this tactic on one another because it's like a sucker punch, basically.
It's uncouth.
Yeah, I use it all the time. Because if I know how to turn somebody's own body against them, I will.
Mm-hmm.
And so what you do is you get your hand into like a little like pointy dagger finger thing, and you hit them right towards like the right eye. And you hit here, and the way the brains work on orcs is that there's a little extra lobe, which is the rage lobe, where all that rage energy is built in. And that's right here. So if you hit that right there, it stuns the rage, which overtakes the whole brain and shuts it down.
All right. Well, you hit them exactly there.
Yeah.
Their brain shuts down. Their whole body goes completely limp and still.
Yeah. Good. Great. Good. Now I can work.
You get back to it. What's the next step?
So now I'm going to sew up the other side of it, and I just keep telling Camwell. I keep telling Camwell to scoop blood out.
Camwell's going back to blood scooping.
Yeah.
He is going to try to persuade you to let him do his way this time.
Yeah, since he's got a 3 for me right now. Yeah, okay, he can.
Okay, so he keeps his hands wherever you tell him to keep his hands, keep pressure, and then he uses his mouth to get in there and suck blood out and then spit it into his janitor bucket.
Yeah, but this is the problem.
And he's like fountaining the blood in his janitor bucket.
I love this imagery. I unfortunately respect him less now. It's down to a 2. And here's why. There's nowhere that he needs to hold pressure anymore. So he forgot about that.
Do you not have a tool that you can get? Okay. There's nowhere. Yeah, okay.
He can't hold pressure. So what's his hands doing?
He puts his hands behind his back.
He's wasting appendages. I mean, that is the thing I hate the most.
I just like that you're...
What,
you expect
Michael?
so much out of this man. He's doing his absolute best. It's not even his job.
It's not his job, but it is his job to care.
So while you
That
are
is
so...
really quick. That is like the fundamental thing about
does care.
about Balrag is that it's all about caring, and any perceived limitation by somebody is seen as a lack of caring.
Perfect. Perfect.
I'm not saying that that's a great thing for him. I'm saying, maybe that's a flaw, but it's a truth and a reality of him.
So while you're so angrily obsessed with Camwell's lack of caring,
Yes.
you're looking at the blood as he's spurting it across the room like a beautiful fountain into that bucket. Go ahead and roll either medicine check or perception check, whatever you prefer.
Medicine for sure, especially since I'm in a rage. Okay. So literally, I think that this turns into that slow motion where all of a sudden I go zoom and enhance. What is happening with this blood? And 18.
All right, with an 18, you do in fact notice something strange about the viscosity of the blood, as well as the color of the blood. So the blood is a little thicker than it should be, as well as the fact that orc blood is light purple, like a Klingon's blood.
Okay, yeah.
But right now, this blood is dark purple, slightly off, and you realize this blade that was plunged into the Orc Prince Jethreal's heart wasn't just any old blade. It was a poison blade.
Freaking knew it.
And
okay.
Here's the problem. You're not a poison expert.
I'm not, but I know somebody who's a blood expert.
But they're not your favorite person.
They're not my favorite person, but I grab Camwell and I say, "Find me Tretch."
Oh, Tretch. Okay. Yeah, Tretch can do it. Camwell, do an intimidation check.
That's a 15.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and do a knowledge hospital check for
Okay.
Camwell. He gets a -3 to this because it's his first day. So we'll see if he knows who Tretch is.
Okay.
He rolled a 6 -3 is 3. He does not know who Tretch is. So he asks "Oh, sir, absolutely, sir." And he runs to the door because he's terrified. He opens it up. He looks back and goes, "Who's Tretch?"
And down to a 1. As
the respect dice decreased.
As I say, if I come back and this man has drowned in blood, and I run out of words to say as I stomp past him. So Camwell needs to stay and keep the blood inside, or at least not inside of his chest cavity, as I'm going to go find Tretch myself.
All right. You exit the operating room. You go through the preparatory green room out into the main hallway of the hospital, where there are 3 orc emissaries, as well as the hospital administrator, Dr. Jarden, who is a large mouse woman. Who is currently attending to the orcs, who are very nervously pacing around. They all look up when you come out, and Dr. Jarden goes, "Dr. Balrag, any updates about the patient? Is he gonna live?"
And as I walk past, I grumble, "If you'd stop talking to me."
Dr. Jarden looks at the orcs, very embarrassed. He goes, He's very good at what he does. Wait here. And she takes off down the hall after her on her little mousy legs that are not very long. She stands upright like a bipedal person, but walks on her hind legs.
Yeah.
As she runs up to you and goes, Dr. Balrag, I'm sure I don't have to tell you how important this case is. If that Orc Prince dies.
If he dies, I am not going to lose that prince. And I keep walking.
Is there anything we can do for you? Do you need anything?
No, apparently nobody knows where anybody is in this place. My freaking rat keeps dying every time because you guys keep allowing that janitor to set up traps for it. No, I need nobody here but Tretch.
You're going to go ask Tretch for help?
I'm not going to go ask him. I'm going to go demand him. I'll punch him in the face if he says no.
He's not in a good mood today.
And I turn and I say, Dr. Jarden, tell me something good or get out of my way.
She steps out of your way.
And as I walk, I go,
all of our hopes are with you, Dr. Balrag. all of our hopes. Her voice echoes with you as you stomp down the hallway angrily towards the what's it called? The phlebotomy unit.
Yeah. As I get to the phlebotomy unit, is that a real thing, by the way?
Phlebotomy? Yeah, it's a study of blood.
Jeez, how do you know that?
A phlebotomist is like the person that when you go to the doctor and they make it and they like draw blood, the phlebotomist is who does that.
I'm in awe of you.
I could be partially incorrect.
No,
about
you're
this.
a great man.
I am sure that phlebotomy is like
Don't-
blood medicine.
Don't
but
backpedal. Accept your own incredibility. Well done.
thank you.
Phlebotomist.
I'll take it.
All right, so yeah, I'm at the phlebotomy unit. And I stand there and I want to just punch the door down, but I'm not going to as I grab it and I actually like crunch in the doorknob a little bit, but I turn it and open it.
That's very controlled of you.
Yes.
I mean, are you working on what you've been doing with your therapist? You open up the door. The secretary for the phlebotomy unit is there. What do you tell him? Or do you just go past him?
I say, Tretch.
Yes, Dr. Balrag. Because this person knows you. They've seen you a million times. They know that there's no talking to you.
Yeah.
They rush off. Let's see how well they go find Tretch.
I swear to
This
God.
has been a fun little. This has been fun. They find Tretch. They
All
rolled
right.
a 15. They know their way around. They know who Tretch is.
This is my thing for this orderly, and they're at a 4 now. I really
Oh,
respect this person.
Very cool.
Yeah, they actually get results, man. Of anybody in this hospital, if I had to write a letter of recommendation, and I wouldn't, but if I had to, I would write it for this person.
So, as always happens, as Tretch approaches a room, the lights begin to dim. Everywhere Tretch goes is slowly immersed in shadows.
Yeah.
And you see the shadows getting closer and closer around the corner from behind where the secretary's desk is. We're going to we're going to spin to see what race Tretch is.
Okay.
What race is Tretch the Warlock? What did it land on?
Gith.
Ooh, Tretch the Warlock is a Gith. That's fun.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
So this Gith Warlock walks out from behind the secretary's table, approaches you, and goes, "What is it that you need?"
Tretch.
Balrag, don't waste my time.
Did you tell them they could put rat traps in your phlebotomy unit?
Yeah, I did. Because rats keep chewing through all the blood tubes.
That's not true. I've told you there's no way that Susie's doing that.
I don't think that you know Susie as well as you think you do.
Oh,
You're not a very good study of character, Balrag.
I can't do this right now. I assume you've heard that the Prince of Goramir is here, Jethreal, and he's been, it seems, poisoned. So I need you to come do some blood tests.
Why should I? The way I see
Are
it,
you serious?
the way I see it, if Jethreal dies under your care, I'm the one who's going to be named the best doctor in the hospital, and you are going to get drummed out of here just like you deserve to.
Tretch,
So give me one good reason why I should care.
you know why I think you're such a wretched, pathetic, puny doctor?
The lights in the room get even dimmer. You're basically just you and Red
We're just
standing
face
in
to
complete
face.
darkness.
Because while good doctors care about the outcome of patients, all you care about is yourself. That's why, even if I fail this, I would be damned to let you become head doctor. So, how about I make you a deal, since you and your wicked kind seem to like that? If you do these blood tests for me, I'll consider allowing you to be co-head doctor with me?
What room's the patient in? And we cut forward to back in the room with Camwell. Let's see how Camwell did while you were gone. I'm going to roll a medicine check.
Has he learned anything while he's been here?
I'm going to say he no longer gets a -1.
Oh, gross.
It's because of your great tutelage.
Yeah.
And also fear. You got a 4. You come into the room. Camwell is rushing around the operating table with his mop, mopping up blood that is sopping out of the patient, going everywhere. And he looks up at you, absolutely panicked, as you and Tretch walk into the room. Oh, sorry, sir. Things got a bit out of hand while you were gone, but I think I've got a handle on it. As he's wringing his mop out and just tons of blood.
Well,
I think we can put it back in him if we work fast.
And I'd say this snidely to Tretch as I say, well, seems like you shouldn't struggle to find samples of blood. As I'm going to walk over and I'm going to say, Camwell, I'm coming out of my rage, and I would like to say to you, thank you for trying.
Camwell looks up at you and goes, I knew that I'd be doing important work in this hospital as a janitor, but I never imagined that I'd be doing stuff like this, so thank you. This has been the greatest first day I could have ever imagined.
Well, it's not over yet. Now put some pressure on that heart. We're about to save an orc.
Camwell goes and puts pressure on the heart. He is inspired, by the way.
Hell yeah,
So the next time
I'm
he does a
inspired.
medicine check, he gets advantage on it.
Let's go.
Meanwhile, Tretch is actually over at the janitor's bucket. He is filling up little test tubes with the blood that Camwell had been mopping up, and he's setting up a little laboratory over to the side, and begins placing in little droplets of different chemicals into each tube. He's testing to see what kind of poison this is. He's gonna do a medicine check.
Yeah, as I definitely would say, what are you seeing?
14 plus 5 is a 19. He looks at one of the vials that goes from being the dark purple of the blood that you noticed earlier to instead shimmering gold. And he goes, oh God, this is in fact poison of the night shadow. This is about as bad as it gets. Someone really wanted this prince dead.
Damn it.
We're going to need to go to the main vault down below the hospital if we're going to be able to cure this guy.
No one's been down there in 300 years.
I think Dr. Jardin will make an exception.
She better.
Otherwise, it's war.
Fine. Ready whatever stupid things you ready.
That's my secret of how much such a great doctor, Dr. Balrag. I'm always ready.
Sick.
You guys go to Dr. Jardin. You get permission to go down to the vault. The vault is off limits because of just how hazardous the chemicals and magical items are that are stored down here.
Yep.
If these things were unleashed upon the world, it would completely fuck shit up.
Yeah.
So it is very heavily guarded, lots of spells and traps in order to make sure that nobody can get in and steal anything and create any bad poisons.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you guys do? You guys are heading towards the vault. You know that there are some traps on the way that no one has really documented very well.
Yeah.
It's been 300 years.
So, I mean, we would obviously, like, check for traps as we're going and stuff. I'm not in a rage right now, so I'm able to think this through a little bit more. And so, yeah, I mean, I would just check for traps. Like, you know?
All right. You are gonna have disadvantage because of how dark it is, because of Tretch and the way that he darkens every room that he's in.
This man. Okay. So what do you want me to roll?
Perception check.
Okay.
With disadvantage.
Disadvantage. That's right. Oh, okay. Well, that's a nat 1.
All right, you specifically notice that there's a very intricate trap involving the tiles of this floor, and that if you step on these tiles in the wrong way, the entire floor will collapse below you, and you guys are gonna die. And it extends for the entire 100 yards up to the entrance of the vault.
Careful. If you step on the wrong square here, we're all gonna fall to our death.
Oh God, why would they put such a dangerous trap down here in a hospital?
Bureaucracy.
Sounds about right. How are you gonna get past this?
Well, I'm gonna look and see if I see any runes or anything on the ground for these squares that are absolutely definitely there.
You do see runes, but they're in fact just like standard hospital like infographics.
This is so unhelpful.
Like a graphic that clearly says like super secret vault this way.
What, don't you have any ability to fly?
Main operating rooms back the way you came. Oh,
Tretch.
Tretch?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can create a cloud of shadows that could lift us up and carry us to the main vault door. Would that be helpful?
Yeah, I think that would be helpful.
Oh, sorry, you can't do stuff like that? All you can do is get really mad?
And punch a hole in your face? Yeah.
Oh,
That's about all I can do.
good to know. I'll keep that in mind next time I'm debating someone why I should be the main head doctor. And he summons a cloud of shadows beneath the two of you, which gently lifts you up. It's actually very pleasant, and begins to carry you both a lot over the floor towards the main vault door.
And as we do this, I say, "Wow, nice to see that something you can do is pleasant. Why don't you implement a little bit of this into your bedside manner?"
You know what? Maybe if you were more focused on your patients instead of... And as you guys are arguing, a cloud of gas suddenly erupts out of the sides of the walls and envelops the two of you. What do you do?
I actually grab Tretch and I hug his face against my chest to protect him, because I think that he's super weak and wouldn't be able to handle a poison like this.
All right, you do that. You shove Tretch's face into your sternum. Tretch going, and like kind of struggling against you. Let's do a grapple check to see if
if this warlock can beat me at a grapple, I swear.
Oh God.
That's a 20.
Wow, he rolled a 6 minus 1 is 5.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. He's not moving anywhere.
No, he is not. And what do? How do you protect yourself from the gas?
I hold my breath and hope that this cloud keeps moving us forward.
Go ahead and do a Constitution saving throw. See if you're able to hold your breath.
Oh, wow, that's a nat 20.
With a nat 20, you are holding. You're on a cloud of shadows, deep below the hospital in this long hallway you know to be filled with traps. Gas swirls around you, Tretch struggling with his face in your sternum, and you holding your breath, bravely looking forward as you move towards the vault door.
Good boy. Good job, Tretch. What? You can't break out of my arms?
You reach the vault doors. The gas dissipates.
I let him go, and I say, yeah, I can see how I can see how this cloud really helps you in a situation like that.
He just looks at you very angry. He sort of like gets his lab coat figured out, straightens his tie up because he is dressed like a very normal doctor. Gets his hair back, coiffed the way he wants it.
Do you want to pick this lock? And before he can, I kick it open. Trap be damned. I'm feeling confident, dude.
Do a whatever it's called, a strength check.
That's a 17.
With a 17, you do manage to kick this door down. It's not that sturdy. They expected the traps to keep people out of here.
They're like, the door, that's an afterthought. Just put up a door. Like, come on.
It is a sturdier than normal door, but you're stronger than normal doctor.
Damn right I am. I'm sexier.
Yeah, sure. You kick the door down. You walk into this large, dark room, which becomes even darker, of course, because Tretch is there.
Yep.
And it's lined with, it's actually a very boring room, just lined with just tons and tons of metal shelving, very sterile, and lots of like plastic labeled boxes on each of the shelves.
That's what they're called.
Just rows and rows of shelves with labeled plastic boxes. Sterile, metal, white.
Great. Well, I hope you know your ABCs.
I'm well aware of my ABCs.
Tretch, I think that sounded a lot less cool than you thought it would. as I'm gonna search through.
What are you looking for?
I just assumed that we knew what the what the medicine was. The medicine for the nightshade.
The cure for nightshade requires the root system of a dagger shroom.
Okay.
So
D.
we're looking for dagger shroom root.
D.
It's pretty low in the alphabet. Okay, Balrag.
A D?
A D, yeah.
That's 4 letters
It's
into
low
the alphabet.
in the alphabet. A's at the bottom, and then D's number 4.
Do you do your alphabet backwards?
Do you do your alphabet from top down?
Of course.
Bottom up is the way to properly do it.
And we argue about this
You absolute idiot.
entire way to D, which is either not far or very far, depending on what this hospital does.
All right. So you get the dagger root. You get the dagger shroom root.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Do I still have disadvantage?
No, because that wouldn't be convenient.
Oh, okay. For plot convenience. Well, sure.
You know what? You're right. That was uncool of me. I crossed the line as a dungeon master. You have disadvantage. I created a terrible thing.
You should have just said that I saw it. My passive perception could have been anything, Michael. That's probably a 3. Yeah, it's a 3.
Let me see if he notices it. He doesn't get disadvantage in the dark.
You sure set yourself up, man.
He rolled a 2.
Well,
All right.
Unaware.
You guys head back to the operating room, right? Is that what you do?
Yes. And we just successfully do it?
You got the dagger shroom root, yeah.
Oh, so sad. I just feel like there's something that we should have known about in this place.
There is. There blatantly is.
This is what all DMs feel when they set up something and the players just don't explore.
Yep. You head back up.
Yep. We do. Yeah, I head back up. I'm none the wiser. I've got my thing.
You come back into the room. Let's see if Camwell is.
He's got advantage on this.
Yep, he has advantage. Ooh, that's a 13. Nat 20. Camwell rolls a nat 20 medicine check. You come back in the room. The Orc Prince Jethreal is still dying, but he's awake.
How conscious?
He's in pain, but like this is a good sign.
Nice. I say, sorry, this is gonna hurt, and I punch him.
Camwell's like, Doctor, I just got him to wake up.
You did a great job. This is nothing about you. It's just that this dagger root is going to hurt a lot. Basically, what it's going to do is it's going to separate this poison from his blood, and then it's going to spurt out of his nose.
Tretch walks up next to you, shaking his head and goes,
Yeah,
it's going to be gnarly. You're actually going to want to go get your best cleaning implements for this. And Camwell nods vigorously and runs out of the room to go get...
Actually, I stop him, and I say, no, that's someone else's job now. You're my new nurse.
Nurse Yes. Yes, doctor. Oh, I'm honored, doctor. First day and I already got a promotion. My mom's going to be so proud when I tell her.
That's right. And there's a small pay bump.
Nice. Daddy's going to get some new shoes.
Please never say stuff like that again, Camwell. Well, that's not our relationship.
Sorry, sir. I thought I could breach protocol for just a moment in celebration.
Absolutely not.
Okay, I'll go back to being professional.
Good. Okay. Now, I'm going to still need you to hold on to that part of his heart that's bleeding out. Spew with the best of them. Use every appendage you've got at your disposal, damn it. We need to put this root in him now.
All right. You all converge around the operating table. Your new nurse Camwell, Tretch, your arch rival, and you holding the dagger shroom root. The Orc Prince Jethreal, completely splayed out unconscious. 2 fist marks in his
right
head.
Here. I hate this part. As I take the root, I like squeeze it within my hand to create a bit of a paste with it. And then I plunge my hand into his chest, and then I have to put it all the way up into his nasal lining. So I have to, like a puppet, I have to put my hand all the way through up into his skull.
That is what you have to do.
And I have to like massage it there on the like right like here. Just inside. And I have massaged it in.
Go ahead and do a medicine check with disadvantage.
With disadvantage?
You are in a darkened operatory room with Tretch.
Okay, that's fair.
Are you gonna rage? You probably should.
I look at Camwell and I say, the last person quit because they couldn't handle this part. I need you to punch me in the eye as hard as you can.
He does it.
Hell yeah.
He instantly does
Let's
it.
go,
Absolutely
Camwell.
Absolutely no hesitation whatsoever. That is an 18 plus 3 is 21. He absolutely
I'm at a 5 on this guy.
He actually surprises you with it.
I respect the hell out of Camwell as I get decked in the eye. As I go into a rage, I'm ready to save a life. All right. Oh, okay. That's pretty sweet. Come on, stay good. Oh, I got an 18 and a 19.
Oh,
so an 18
dang.
plus 8, 26, my guy.
With a 26.
I worked this man like a puppet.
You do. You worm your hand in there, shoving the dagger shroom root further and further up into his chest cavity, through his nose, winding your way around the esophagus, up past the jawbone, into the nasal cavity, and there it comes, bursting forth from his left nostril.
And it acts pretty fast as just blood all separates and this just disgusting poison starts shooting out of his nose.
Yes, the poison, and which is still has some blood in it. He is going to lose some blood during this.
Sure.
Spews forth on all of you like a fire hydrant. The poison is no longer active once it's been passed through the dagger root.
Yeah.
The dagger shroom root. So it spurts out over all of you, covering you all in blood and poison, and then stops.
I love being a doctor.
It is pretty awesome. As Tretch brings up his hand to fist bump you.
Co-head doctor. And I am going to grab Gothriel by the face and like shake him a little bit to see if he wakes up.
Jethreal does awaken. He looks around, groggy, but in less pain than before. Clearly not writhing around like he was earlier. As he looks into your face and goes, "Doctor, am I going to live?"
You are. But first I have to stitch up the other part of your heart that's bleeding. So hold still for a second.
What do you mean? And he looks up at his wide open chest that you have absolutely not closed up. Ugh. Ugh, I don't like that.
Well,
What about the bastards who tried to kill me? Are they dead?
what do I look like? A detective? Go ask them.
I don't think I'm in any shape to do that.
Good. Nighty-night. As I punch him again.
You know what? You've done it twice already. You succeed the third time. No questions asked. He's knocked out. What do you do? You
But he's clearly no brain damage.
yeah.
which
You're
is
welcome to, and you're welcome to narrate the last parts of this as you.
Yeah, so I use the same what's it called? Heat flesh. I use heat flesh as I singe and then start to sew up the other side of his heart. And then I just like fold his ribs back in and sew his chest back up.
You folded his ribs out?
Yeah. I had to have access. Yeah.
Do you have like a bone bending spell? Like it allows it to become like plastic temporarily?
I do, yeah.
That's pretty rad, actually. I like that.
Yeah, so I ritual cast that and put his bones all back, and then sew his chest back, like the flesh. And I walk out to Jordan and the
The rest of the orcs in the party?
yeah, emissary. As I say, well, looks like you don't have to find yourself a new prince today.
Oh, thank God. Dr. Balrag? Dr. Tretch? We're so grateful that you were able to save him and to have you working in this hospital.
Yeah, you're pretty lucky.
I'm sure the orc emissaries would thank you, but they all only speak orc.
But I'm an orc.
Oh, you're an orc?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, they thank you in orcish. They go, brethren, you may be a traitor to your kind by living amongst this hodgepodge of races in this other country, but today you proved yourself an orc.
Yeah, whatever. I got drinks to go get. I don't really respect these guys that much. I stay out of politics.
Yeah, you're better than that.
As me, Tretch, and Camwell go get a drink.
All right, the three of you walk off to go get a drink.
Yeah, we look cool as
Your
hell.
shift's
Like
not
still,
even actually done.
It's
You might
not.
be drunk next time you have to do surgery.
maybe.
But you do look very cool as you all walk down the hallway. Never to discover that Dr. Jordan, that's what it was. Dr. Jordan was the one behind the assassination attempt. But you guys never discovered that.
She was.
And you all head off.
Wow. Yeah, we're none the wiser. Look, dude.
And that is how we will end our adventure.
Love it. Good job, Michael. I literally said I'm not a detective.
It just never, you guys never discovered any of the things that I was trying to set up. Not a single one was discovered.
Like what? What were the other things?
That's for a different time.
It's for another time. Well, Michael, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Casey. That was an absolutely wonderful adventure.
Thank you guys all for watching, and we'll see you next time.